Hey guys, welcome to Hughes History. As we're going to hit you up with another world religion. I don't even know if it's a religion. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know if I'm allowed to make a video trying to explain it without violating the central features of Taoism, also pronounced as Taoism. I do know that it's over 2,000 years old, and I do know there's over 31 million people that call themselves Taoists. So let's see if we can't figure out a little bit of what it means to be a Taoist/Taoist as we go giddy up for the learning right now. So unlike other religions that we have gone over, this is not a dogmatic religion. A dogma means a set of beliefs, a set of rules. There are things that you can do to be in this religion. It's not like that at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Now, 2,000 years ago, the Tao Te Ching became the foundation of Taoism. It was written by Lao Tzu, and he was, in a sense, a philosopher who was writing down these ideas, which really came before him in oral histories. But talking about the history of Taoism or the rules of Taoism is just kind of nonsensical, because it is up to each person to find the Tao, the way. Tao literally means the way, the energy of the universe, the path of the universe. And the big idea, before we get into some of their basic beliefs, is that if life is a river, if the universe is a river, that you are no different than the river. You're not swimming in the river, you are the river. And that if you try to get in the way of the Tao, in the way of the river, that you're fighting that current, that's going to cause disbalance, disharmony in your life. That their number one philosophy for most Taoists is Wu Wei, which means action by non-action. By not trying to fight the characteristics of who we are, of our own intuition, of what comes in front of us, of not dwelling on the past, of just being in the flow of the universe, to be with the Tao. They believe, number two, in simplicity, that it is just best to be simple and not to overthink things and try to figure things out. They believe, number three, in being spontaneous, that you too are react with the situation in front of you. Life unfolds moment by moment, and it's best to be in that moment and not to think about the past and not to think about the future. That's why there's very little discussion about God in Taoism, because that, like Tao itself, is undefinable, indescribable, and it's just kind of a fool's journey to go down that road. That when you go down that road, you're separating yourself from the river, you're getting in the way of the Tao. So there are Taoists who believe in gods, and Taoists who are atheists, and Taoists who believes in many gods. There's Taoists that are Christians and Taoists that are Buddhists, because like I said before, it's much less of a religion and much more of a way of life. And they believe in three energies. They call them the three treasures. They believe in sexual energy, spiritual energy, and emotional energy. And it's about being in tune with these energies by non-action that allows you to be with the Tao itself. And of course, there are many influences that Taoism has had on other religions and other things like martial arts and astrology, feng shui, Chinese medicine. Sometimes Taoism is said to be the opposite of Confucianism. In Confucianism, there is a rigid structure order, that there is an expansive way of doing things, of rules, of social order, of class, that it is not good to be spontaneous, that it is to follow your elder, to worship your ancestors, to do these set of things in order to achieve happiness, where a Taoist would say that's ridiculous. The way to be happy is to be spontaneous, to live simply, to live action by non-action, and to accept the path in front of you. But at the end of the day, remember, the Tao means the way. Sometimes you'll see the Yin-Yang symbol that kind of symbolizes the major concept of Taoism, that there is always light and there is always darkness, that there's always male energy, that there's always female energy, that there is the spirit, that there is the earth. And not only is there dark and light, but there's light and dark and dark and light. And the universe continually spins with these always being in correlation with each other. That's the way. But again, this video violates Taoism because I am explaining it from my own perspective. You have your own perspective that might be completely different from my perspective. Taoism means going with the flow of life, having non-action in your life, accepting what is, not dwelling on the past, and not trying to figure out the future. Just living your life, being happy, being kind to not only others, but it's very important in Taoism that you're kind to yourself, that you accept your flaws, you accept your history, because it's supposed to be. It's the Tao. And what's most important is you deciding right now as you're watching this video, what are you going to do right now? That's the very basics of Taoism. If I made it any simpler, I don't know how I could do it. So we'll end this with two phrases that are very popular in Western culture that come from Taoism itself, that having less is more, and that a journey always begins with a single step. Don't worry about the journey, worry about what's in front of you right now. Now again, there are 7 billion ways to be a Taoist. I've only given you one. Maybe you should leave yours down in the comments below. So I'm going to say it because I say it at the end of every lecture, where attention goes, energy flows. Isn't that very Taoist of me to say? We'll see you guys next time that you press my buttons.